So ignore that I look like a wet rat that came out of the shower, and then my mic quality sucks because my mic wasn't working. And I have a dinosaur for comfort because I'm so awkward at filming myself. Body painting. I have been trying to learn a little bit more about body paint, and I want to share my knowledge with the world. So just a short kind of 2024 updated video on body painting. There are 4 types of body paints, face paints that you can use. I've only used 3 out of the 4, so I will mainly be talking about the 3 because I have the examples of those, but I will talk about the 4th one first, which is alcohol-based paints. So alcohol-based paints are used with 99% alcohol, and you just squirt it in the pan, get the colors that you want, and they're really good for veins, little details. If you're doing like cuts or bruises, you can do that because it gives like that faint sort of texture. I will have examples on the screen. You take the brush, dip it in, and then you can paint on yourself pretty much. And that's really all there is that I know. It's the one type of paint that I don't really use, just because I don't have it in my kit, but I do plan on getting some in the future. The second type of body paint is cream body paints. These ones I've been using for a very long time, mostly the Mayron Bruise Wheel. It is my ride or die in my kit. I use it a lot for scars, I use it a lot for bruises, and I use it for sort of like irritation, fungal stuff. I also use it as a wound, kind of irritation of the skin. When I cosplayed Vecna within the recent months, I used it to kind of look like the irritation of my skin to make it seem like it was peeling off. With cream beads, you don't have anything you need to activate it. You just kind of like stick your finger in and you... I have some video examples of some cream paints. I have the Mayron cream sticks, as well as just some few other cream paints around. I usually like the cream sticks and stuff when I'm like detailing. I also like it if I'm doing more uniformed moles or uniformed freckles, because certain characters I really like having more uniform when making them. It gives it more kind of a cartoony feelish. You also could just use eyeliner, but I prefer paints, cream-based paints when making freckles or any kind of like mole or something. It just feels a little bit more in control, and that you can change the color a little bit more to either match your skin tone, be a little bit more dramatic. The one downside when it comes to cream paint is it can smudge off if you're not careful and you don't set it correctly, and white cream face paint that I've had experience with doesn't really set right. That's the trend. White face paint is very hard to like get, and it usually takes either a few layers or a few types of things. I usually have to use a combination of 3 or more paints in order to get a solid white space, which is frustrating, but it's alright. Next type of body paint is water activated paint. It's what I started on. I use it for a lot of characters. It's what I've used when I've done a lot of my Homestuck cosplays. I've used it for D&D characters, for my friends. I've used it for all sorts of looks. I like it for in between wounds because usually I cover wounds up with fake blood anyway. Sometimes I'll use cream for those as well if the shade doesn't match, but I usually like the water-based paints because the blood usually does a lot of the work for the detailing inside of a wound than a cream. Water-based paints, as it sounds, spray with water and just slap it on. I have a few. I have Krylon, I have from Mehron, and I have from Snazaroo. Snazaroo is the most affordable kind, and for like people who are beginning makeup and stuff, I think using Snazaroo, as much as the quality is kind of like depending on what color you get, I think it's a good base start for people who are trying to learn makeup. I think definitely start with Snazaroo before moving on to something like the Paradise Paints by Mehron or anything from Krylon's line. It's also easier for detailing. Water activated paints I use a lot for like freckles. I have two types of browns, like a light brown and a dark brown, depending on freckle texture and if they have light freckles or dark freckles. So, and you just take like a toothbrush and you all over your face. It's very good for also texturing if you're full body painting. I sometimes like texturing with sprinkles of other colors to give your character a little bit more depth to them. And finally, airbrush paint. Airbrush I'm still learning. I'm learning with Pro Air's makeup line. I only have a limited amount of colors and the white is like horrendous to use so far. I might have just got a really bad bottle, but I used it for a production recently, and I've also used it in a haunted house setting and stayed on the entire time. It is water resistant. You're gonna have to scrub really hard when you get home from whatever you're doing, but this is very, very good if you want to body paint for a convention or anything, and if arm socks are too much for you, this is very good because you can just like walk right up, be like, hello my friends, however you want to like handshake, I guess, your friends, and it makes it kind of easier. The only big thing is applying it to yourself is a little funky. I did a character for my friend where I painted myself with the pink makeup, and though it does smell like green apples, it kind of was a little funky painting myself because you have to like relax your face as the air kind of like hits your face, and if you're not really used to that, you can like laugh, you can giggle, you can flinch, and it makes it very hard too. Here's the thing with paints. All of them have their different pros and cons to them, and all of them have their different needs. Do I recommend one above all of them? No. Genuinely, some of my looks, I've used a combination of many paints in order to get the look I needed, because different paints have different qualities. It's very good to learn all kinds of paint and experiment around in order to test out the field, see what you're comfortable with, push yourself to learn a little bit more. This was like kind of a quick video. I'm not really used to like making videos, and this was like an impromptu one. This was like one I wanted to do to kind of like get myself back a little bit into YouTube. I am, however, working on a very big video. Is that right? Yes, I'm working on a very big scripted video. I'm like 32 pages in right now on a subject that my Instagram had voted on. You should go follow my Instagram and my social media. But I want to say thank you for listening to like my short rambles. I know this isn't a traditional kind of video on the channel because most of my channel has been either CMVs or short films, which I promise they are definitely coming. Just it's been very busy for me and a few of my other people that that you've seen on the channel. We've been all very busy, so hopefully soon there will be more videos. So bye bye for now.